How to work with lists and tuples. First, we'll see how to create a list. Lists are just like arrays in any other languages, but they have dynamic size. The good thing about lists is that they don't need to be homogeneous. By that I mean that they can have mixed data. They can have elements of mixed data types. So you can have data types such as strings, numbers, whether float or integer, within the same list. Next we see why is it used. Lists are great to get your data together which are related. So this condenses your code and performs this and you can perform the same method on a lot of these a lot of the values in one go using a list. Let's see now how to create a list. For that, now we go to idle. This is how we write an empty list. It's just square brackets with nothing between them. So first I'll write ls. This is the variable which is an empty list. Now we can print this empty list and see what is the output. So as you can see, they are just square brackets. Now I'll initialize another list ls_2 and give the values tree and hill. Now these are all strings. So if I print this, so that's how a list would be printed. Now to prove the point that it is non-homogeneous, I'll write a number in this list. So I wrote 1 and see it has number 1 and then tree and hill. So we can see the data types of each of these elements. So I'll write the for loop for it. For I in list, we print the type. We print the data type using the type function, and here we get the value of all the data types. So it says int string string. Now how do I add values to an empty list? So for that we can use the most commonly used method is using a for loop. So for I in range, whatever range you have your input for, you can keep taking input from the user and appending it to the list using the append function. So lists have this inbuilt function called append, in which the value that you enter in within these brackets is appended to the end of the list. So now we can print the list after it's been appended and see whether truly this we see how the values are appended within the list. So when we run this code, we enter the inputs. So I write green, apple, tree, then I write 4 and 7.99. Now it gives the output of all the elements that I entered. So this is how you create an empty list, and we've seen how to populate a list using the input from taking the input from the user, and how the list stores different data types within the elements of different data types within itself.